and sisters, me dead. I don't know why, you know, there's 23 of us on this hookup, you know, and, you know, it's not about the numbers. I just feel good. I feel that the quality in this room is A star. I want to big up Brother Royston. Thank you, brother, for your due diligence. Thank you for that, my king. And I don't know, I think tonight's just going to be crazy. I think tonight's going to be mad. I think tonight's just going to be energy and love and vibrations. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm feeling it right now. Dr. Sandra Richards in the line. Chase! We're dead there all the time. So, brothers and sisters, I'll explain about myself in a second, but I really don't want to waste too much time. Let's really go into some hardcore stuff. And so I'm going to really hand over to Lady Adele, sister. If you can make her host or co-host, wherever it may be. And our queen is going to set the foundation. Jeez, if you don't know anything about Lady Adele, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I met the sister about, it must have been about 17 years ago on a teacher's course run by the Institute of Education. It's about fast tracking brothers and sisters of color, as they say, into senior leadership positions. And she then after that asked me to come and do some work in her school, which we've done. And then we had a good maybe 10, 12-year break. And then I met the sister at another school, and she came and joined to work with myself under my company, Real Talk Real Action. Since then, she's just catapulted in the school system. And now she's an executive head of, not one school, but two schools, two independent schools. And it's a real, true honor to have her on the liberation line, on the front line of our struggles, and, you know, just kicking. And when she teaches, she shoots on the hip. Get ready for some body punches, brothers and sisters. Buckle your seatbelts, because Kansas is going to go bye-bye. So, brothers and sisters, I had to introduce Lady of Maat, Queen Adele. And you're still on mute.
Good evening, kings and queens. I still have to get used to this technology. It's lovely to see everybody again. Andrew's fully introduced me, so I don't need to say anything anymore at this time.
Oh, sister, yeah. 1 second. I'm being feisty and rude. Royston, forgive me, yeah, but I don't know, I'm crazy right now. Is that Sister Patricia Stevens here? If it is, is it Patricia Stevens, or it could be another sister? Oh, I'll put it, because I've traveled to Egypt with this sister, and I thought she was, I saw Patricia. I wanted to know if it was her, man. No? Boy, you make me feel shame. Sister, just say yes, man. Even if you want to lie for me, that's right. Send me love, that's right. Because I feel shame right now, sure. All right, Lady Adele, all yours. Sorry, Royston, easy enough. Okay, Lady Adele, it's all yours.
Okay, good evening again, kings and queens. I want to say thank you, Auntie Jean, for the opportunity to share in this group again. Last Sunday, Auntie Jean asked me on, and I spoke about the economic hitmen that have plagued our community throughout our whole lifetime, really, our whole history, with the sole purpose of making sure that we as a people cannot lead ourselves. And today, I'm going to look at who we really are. And Auntie Jean, you were right. It was I should wear a crown, but the more and more I kind of looked into this short bit, I thought, I'm taking that bit away, but you'll all understand later. So let me now share my screen, everybody. Right, here's the technology now. There we go. Let me do it. Oops. Right, hold. Okay. This one. Right, can we see that? Yeah, we can. Let me get it onto Okay, so I've titled it, Auntie Jean, just changed it slightly to Owning Our Royal Title. And you can see the crown is there, so it is linked to wearing a crown. So the first question I want to ask kings and queens is, why do we actually call each other kings and queens? Do we actually know what we're saying when we use that term? And do we actually believe what we're saying when we say that term? If you, let's see, is it not going? 1 minute. Okay, so if we were to meet Queen Elizabeth, we can't go up to her and say, good afternoon, Elizabeth. We can't go up to her and say, good afternoon, Mrs. Windsor. We have to say, good afternoon, Your Majesty, or Your Royal Highness. She is above her earthly name. We are not allowed to call her by her name. And if we were to speak to her, we would actually speak to her using our best voice, because her opinion would matter to us. Now, I know in public I would say, no, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm going to speak to her how I like. But I kind of know that if it was a one-on-one or she was with her peoples, I would speak to her in a different way. So the term Your Majesty and Highness is a reminder to both of us, the Queen and I, of the relationship that we have with each other. It reminds the Queen that she is my supreme ruler. She's a sovereign and she has dominion and control over me. And it reminds me that I am subject to her. And her position is authorized by her parentage. So there's a clear power distinction there. So when we call each other kings and queens, we also are saying we have sovereign and dominion over something or someone, and we need to know exactly what that is. Otherwise, when we use that term, they're just empty words that mean nothing and starts to separate us from the real meaning behind the word king and queen. Calling ourselves kings and queens should remind us that we are kings and queens on earth, but not of men. We are kings and queens of the Most High, or the Creator, or supreme wisdom, however we may wish to speak. And we are put on this earth to live as we were created, to be the geniuses that we were created to be. Geniuses in maths, science, music, governance, finance, whatever it is, we were created as geniuses. And that we have dominion over the whole world. So we need to rise up and take ownership of that. So we all know the British Empire. There is the British Empire in 1922 under King George V. That was when England was at its greatest as an empire. And it held over 25% of the world population, which is about 450, 460 million people. And it covered 24% of the land mass. So the British Empire, from that tiny little island, had a lot of power across the whole world. But just as a side note, this man, everybody know this man here? It is Cecil Rhodes. Now, Cecil Rhodes wasn't happy that we only had, or Britain only had, or King George only had 1/4 of the world. He wanted 2/3 of the world as a part of the British Empire. And he made mention of that in his last will and testament. But today, we still have the Commonwealth, and it's still made up of the countries that Britain ruled. And those countries have retained the systems of governance, they've retained systems of education, even though it's in conflict with the natural state of being and order of the people that are there. And as Africans, we will always suffer if we try to fit ourselves or mold ourselves into the European way of thinking. And as Naim Akbar has said, in reality, ancient Kemetic psychology cannot be understood with Western methods. A full appreciation of ancient Kemet psychology must be done with an African mind. So we need to start liberating ourselves away and unlearning, as Brother Andrew always says, unlearning what we've learned away from the European ideology and start re-accepting and reclaiming our Kemetic psychology if we are going to make the change we need to make. So let us look at the African Empire. The evidence of us as Africans right there in the North Americas, right there in the Oriental regions, right there up there in Siberia, in Russia, down here in the Malaysian area, in the Asian areas, in Europe, we have black people in Europe, South America, in the Australasias, and of course Africa itself. So the African Empire is global. It is across the world. And we need to remember that at all times. So the Queen, she has a royal title. So we call her Queen, we call her son the Prince, and there's loads of other royal titles, Dauphin, Sars, Maharaja. There's lots of royal titles. And I say that there are two types of titles. Those which are birthright, So all the royal families, they're born generation after generation, or a cousin or an uncle may take over, but that is a birthright. And the second type of title I call the earned right. Those that we've earned through education or service, like PhD, a BA, being an MP, even Mr. or Mrs., OBE, MBE, these titles we've earned through education or service, and they have their own areas of dominion. So if you are a doctor of philosophy, your dominion, your area of rule and sovereignty, you would say, is in the field of psychology and philosophy. So titles are very important things that are either earned or born into. And then there are labels, and we cannot confuse labels and titles. These are put on us by a set of criteria that define us and then often go on to create us into who we're going to be. A loose term for that would be stereotype. And I just want to just share this clip on labels.
Morning.
Morning.
Are put upon us from different people's experiences, their own life experience, their own history causes others to label. And we will know in society today that most labels are carried by young people, and a lot of labels are carried by our young black boys in particular. So if we look at some labels here. So I work in education, and these are some of the labels I have to get my head around. And I'm just going to go through a few of them that you may or may not know. So most of us know ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder, DMDD, Disruptive Mood Dysregulation Disorder, PBD, Pediatric Bipolar Disorder, ODD, Opposite Defiant Disorder, and the list goes on and on. But all these conditions that we put upon our young people have three things in common: failure, prison, and medication or therapy. And they're saying today that any young person, any of our young boys particularly, who are involved in gangs, that 85% of them have a personality disorder. Now, I would disagree with that. And of those 85%, they say 25% of them are psychotic. And I would disagree with that also. But that label now has determined and sets their life path. It costs to have a child in special educational placement. So for instance, I work in independent school, or I lead an independent school for children with behavioural difficulties or autism. That placement could cost anything between £50,000 a year to £100,000 a year if they are in residential. And for our young men to be in a young offenders institute is between £35,000 and £45,000 a year. So it's actually cheaper to imprison our children than seek the educational support they may need. So we have to be really wary of the labels that are put upon our young people, and really have to understand our children to see if it's just a part of their youth and their transition and puberty before we allow a label to go on them. So I don't know if anybody's heard of this book, the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, but this book houses all the mental disorders that Britain or America say we have. And back in about the late 1970s, there were about 20 different clear disorders. Now you will find in that book about 600 discrete diagnoses, all of them requiring some kind of therapy and medication. And I feel as an educationalist that one of the aims of society or government is to make sure that all of our young people are put in some mental disorder box on a continuum scale. So for example, when I was growing up, even when I started in education 10, 15 years ago, the word anxiety was rarely used, but anxiety now is on the tip of all of our tongues. We now know that young boys in particular, if they're hooked on video games, it's now an addiction where we can now seek therapy on that. They say that if somebody grieves for a loved one for more than 15 days, they need some mental support, some medication, some bereavement counselling. And we're taught, and our young people are taught, they must not tolerate any form of suffering. But we know that experienced suffering is what causes us as people and as our young people to grow, if we can have the resilience and stamina to come through that. But we're living in a society that tells our young people that you must have everything now, you mustn't suffer, you mustn't grieve, and don't worry, you'll be in a box somewhere anyway. So we need to remember that titles define you without. The Queen's title, your scholarly titles define you to the world, but labels that we put on our young people create them within, because they start to live up to those labels. So we need to make sure that our young people know their title before they become their label, and that's very critical. And I just want to look at a moment for epigenetics, because epigenetics is something that really interests me. And what is it? It's about the change in genetic expression caused by external and environmental factors. And although it's not about the changing of the DNA sequencing that we have, it's not affected in that way, but it's the way our genes express themselves as they are affected by experiences over time. So a repetition of a significant experience over time can be inherited by cellular memory that can travel down generations. So simplified, it's the effect of our experiences turning on or off our genes.
The epigenome also mediates a lifelong dialogue between genes and the environment. The chemical tags that turn genes on and off can be influenced by factors including diet, chemical exposure, and medication. The resulting epigenetic changes can eventually lead to disease if, for example, they turn off a gene that makes a tumor-suppressing protein. Environmentally induced epigenetic changes are part of the reason why genetically identical twins can grow up to have very different lives. As twins get older, their epigenomes diverge, affecting the way they age and their susceptibility to disease. Even social experiences can cause epigenetic changes. In one famous experiment, when mother rats weren't attentive enough to their pups, genes in the babies that help them manage stress were methylated and turned off. And it might not stop with that generation. Most epigenetic marks are erased when egg and sperm cells are formed. But now, researchers think that some of those imprints survive, passing those epigenetic traits on to the next generation. Your mother's or your father's experiences as a child or choices as adults could actually shape your own epigenome. But even though epigenetic changes are sticky, they're not necessarily permanent.
And that's the beautiful thing. So whatever trauma has come down through the generations is not permanent. And so epigenetic lies at the root of our self-understanding, both as an individual and as a collective community. And when we think about the trauma of experiences such as slavery and the mental health conditions that it has led to, or that it's being built upon, we need to remember that that at the root of all of it, we are geniuses from our original state. So for about 3,000 years, we were inheriting the genius of science and maths and governance and society and relationships whilst we were in Kemet, And as Kemet was dissolving away, we had another 2,000 years or so where we were able to practice and live this genius and this way of being in the heart of Africa. And so when the 400 years of slavery came along, the genes of our genius switched off, and we gradually adopted a European ideology. So it is time to switch back on our genes of genius so we can reclaim that spirituality, we can reclaim that skill, and we can take ownership and rise to the levels within from which we have come from. The world suggests, and the way our youth suggests, that it's too late for there to be any change. But the mere fact that inherited trauma or inherited experience can be undone tells us there's a job for us to do to start breaking that cycle and reversing the trends that are there. Now, Maat says we need to reclaim, restore, and re-educate ourselves. And that is a method for undoing all that learning, all those experiences that have held us back. So how can we do it? Steps to kingship. When you read about King David in the Bible, he had to prepare his son Solomon to become the next king. And when you read the story in the book of Kings, in the book of Chronicles, there are 3 themes that come up. The first one is about imparting knowledge and wisdom. And so what King David did, he had King Solomon working alongside him, putting things down in writing as a way of holding that knowledge so it could be imparted, and getting his son to practice it on a day-to-day basis. Are we role modeling that to our young people? Are we encouraging research and reading and learning of our history? So imparting knowledge and wisdom is a critical step to kingship. Another thing King David did, he made sure that there was public recognition of his love and his support for his son to be the next king through his words and actions. And he publicly had his son with him, and through the public anointing that he did for Solomon, was telling the community, telling his people that I honor my son. My son is the next generation. And so we need to be praising and recognizing our youth. We know there are issues with our youth within the community, but we know they are fighting a struggle that they don't yet understand. And there is youth out there who are on the right path already. And we need to recognize that and praise our youth all the time, remembering those who are going through a struggle, that you are from greatness and you can achieve greatness, and being a role model for them. And the third step to kingship is all about knowing thyself. And here, this is when King David is talking about the construction of the temple, which represents the temple of self. King David had a loyal team around him. He knew all the resources that he was, and he was so convinced of this team. He knew that they would support his son Solomon in the next stage of the journey. We also need to be a strong, vibrant community, that we know that our young people are safe within us, that we're not bickering over issues of colorism. We're not fighting over who's better at this and who's better at that, but we're coming together as a collective strength, so our young people have the resource and the support of the community around them, so they can get to know themselves in a safe way. And once these 3 steps, and once we as the leaders and as parents institute these 3 steps in our life, not just for our own children, but for all young people that we see around them, then our young people are then moving in the right direction. So I would say, kings and queens, that a meeting like this here today is a royal gathering. The power of our collective experience in this place at this time can allow our vibrational state to reach that of the highest chakra, even though we are in different places and this is going through online services. We still have that power within us. And one of the beautiful things of how we are having forced to operate now is that it could be an advantage for all of us that we would have missed if COVID-19 hadn't come along. So Richard Smallwood, I don't know if anybody's into gospel music here, but Richard Smallwood, he wrote a gospel song called I Shall Wear a Crown. And it used to be one of my favorite songs, but as I was preparing for this, I was listening to it over again. And here are the words. It says, I shall wear a crown when it's all over. I'm going to sit on my throne, tell the story how I made it over, soon as I get home. But as I thought on those words, that is saying to me, I can own my royalty in a forever distant future when I get home. So at some point down the line, at some later date, I will be able to claim my royalty. And that was not acceptable to me anymore. And then the more I thought about it, I realized that I'm already wearing the crown. It's always been on my head, but because it was on my head, I just couldn't see it. It is my birthright. And so what I needed to do was to see the crown, own the crown, and then wear the crown. Not when circumstances are right or when I felt enlightened, that would be too late, but I had to do that now. And as we leave this forum, I hope all of us, as we continue in our journey to self-discovery with the new eyes of the new world that we're going to enter, understand that we are royalty by birthright, not by earned right. And we need to switch back on those genes and prepare for our kingship and queenship. We need to prepare our young people to be the kings and queens Solomons of tomorrow. And when we refer to each other as kings and queens, we must say it with sincerity, with understanding, and with purpose, or we shouldn't say it at all. So kings and queens, as we move on within this evening, I hope that as we leave this place, we will remember who we were, who we are, and who we are destined to be. Thank you very much, Kings and Queens. Thank you very much, Auntie G. Brother Andrew, I'll now pass the screen back to yourself.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Wow, wow, wow. Auntie Jean, Royston, is there anything you want to say before I carry on? Because that to me was so hard hitting. Is there anything you want to say on that one, Sister Auntie Jean or Brother Royston? Is there anything you want to say on that one?
Very powerful, very powerful. I wasn't expecting that. But yes, we are supposed to see the crown, own the crown, and wear the crown. And we all need to do that and do it with pride as well. Yes. So, Lady Adele, yes. Royston, have you got anything to say?
You're teaching me. I want to be in your class. Thank you. Thank you. Powerful. Thank you.
Absolutely powerful.
There's this energy here that allows it. It's not a one person. It's when you feel, and Brother Andrew was talking about, he could feel the excitement. And even though we're working like this, I feel the excitement. And I am working extremely hard, some 12, 13, 14-hour days at this time. And I say to Brother Andrew, although I'm feeling tired at the end of the day, it is these moments, this opportunity to be with my family in this way that makes all of that disappear. And now I'm all enlivened again. So thank you very much, Kings and Queen brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now you've got me pumped up, man. Now you've got me too pumped up. Hey, Royston, you got me too pumped up, Sister Adele. And always love. Auntie Jean, is it okay for me to share screen now? Because my sister's got me pumped now.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right.
Fantastic. Okay, let's get into something. Wow, that was just amazing.
Brilliant.
I knew today was going to be serious, man. All right, let me shut my mouth and jump into this, man. The power of you. Okay. Again, it looks like it's on a real slow, to be honest with you. Let's see what's going on there. I'll start that one again.
I like this super, Andrew.
You know it, but it looks slow. It looks like there's a really slow connection. Let me stop the share because I'm way ahead of yourselves, to be honest with you. And let's see if we can do that one again. Okay, let's just see if we can do that one again. Okay, brothers and sisters, Brother Andrew Mohammed there, we're going about the power of you. And as you notice, we're talking about the Guan Papa G. That's the energy, man. Positive attitude produces awesome greatness. And, you know, we could talk about African history, we could talk about the pharaohs, we could talk about the Nubians, we could talk about the Dogons, but all of that is meant to serve you loving you and you loving the reflection in your mirror. And I don't always assume that anyone and everyone that sees me knows the work that I do. So as I said, my name is Brother Andrew Mohammed. My foundation to my learning is that you must unlearn what you have learned, because Malcolm X says there's a hook in Western education that makes us arrogant. We think that because we've gone through certain degrees or certain academia, that somehow we're better than anyone else. And that's that nasty hook. And so therefore, with the right knowledge, in fact, the more you know is to realize that you don't know. The more you know is actually meant to humble you, thinking, wow, I'm very ignorant. That's what true knowledge really does. It humbles the human spirit, because there's so much more to learn in the universe. And that's why we call the universe she, because the universe is always giving birth to more knowledge. No matter how much you know, we never know everything, brothers and sisters. And so today, it's all about knowledge of self and knowledge of others. And I always say this, if you really want to get to know Brother Andrew Mohammed, it's about understanding that we've got to invest in the young ones. And so my foundation to my work is the academy that I run, and there's a few other projects, but the academy I run, which is the Westside Young Leaders Academy, because I personally believe that they are the future. So here's this little something I always show.
You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Oh, that's how winning is done. Hungry.
When you're the man of the house, you have nights being rich just to make these pounds. Wasting time on the block getting high nowadays, gotta make them count. They can never hold this down, I'm a king even if I never wear my crown. We hit hard but move in silence, always got plans that we don't go announce. Patience, we don't make no sound, roll back with a touch of bounce. The only difference to me and the man who quits to believe his doubts. When times get hard, you can even break down on fight and treat yourself. Instead of in jail, take a look at life now, I'm so glad it failed. Made plans to inspire in music, now we get plays all around this world. Comfy in the skin I own, I don't have to sell lies, I could be myself. Right now is the reach of the things you cheat, it won't come itself. I see moves like no one else. We winners, trying to get the keys to the bin, like whoa. No quitters, see the lifestyle get bigger, let's go. Make figures, dictate life with the path you chose. Go gold diggers. The game's all mine, gotta bring this home. Yeah. We winners, trying to get the keys to the bin, we're like, whoa. No quitters, see the lifestyle get bigger, let's go. Make figures, dictate life with a bar.
So that's the foundation to the works that we do. That's our academy. I call all those young people my personal children, boys and girls. But outside of that, brothers and sisters, just doing a little bit of advertising right now, if you don't mind me, Auntie Jean. I'm going to jump straight into my subject matter. Don't get vexed with me, sister. Yeah, I'm going to jump straight to my subject, okay? But just let those of you that want to know more and follow the courses that myself and Lady Adele run. We have our Hidden Truth sessions every Tuesday. Auntie Jean's always on them. Even if she has to fight to get on, she doesn't ramp with that. She's always on there. And we have our Popcorn Fridays, which is our movie Friday. So next Friday and the Friday after, this is what we're going to be doing, brothers and sisters. So if you like tonight, get onto my Popcorn Fridays ASAP. Get down. Yes, the Investigator coming back with Finding Nemo on 29th of May 2020. Does it tell a story of a great people that had a glorious past of kings and queens, even gods and goddesses, taken into bondage for 400 to 500 years, taken to a strange land and worked hard? Does Finding Nemo tell us a much more deeper story than just a children's animation? Does it tell about great leaders that came to resurrect that oppressed people? And how do we come back together again? This is a great teaching mechanism for the whole family. Join the Investigator of Hidden Truth, Andrew Mohammed. Big shot on Babylon, foot on the backside. So that's our next Friday, Finding Nemo. And then after that, and this is my last ad. Get down.
What was that? The weather. Very peculiar, don't you think?
Yeah. Looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long. Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yes, it's the Lion King Hidden Truth with the Investigator, Andrew Mohammed, taking the Lion King back to ancient Kemet, showing you the original characters on the walls and the deeper meanings behind it. You've got to be there with the Hidden Truth, Andrew Mohammed. All right, so we got all of that up. That's the next 2 Fridays. Great time, join with us, bring the family round. Get your projector ready, project it on the wall. We're going to have a movie night with your popcorn and plus some Hidden Truth. All right, I've done the advertising, Sister Auntie Jean, okay? Let's get into the subject now. I want to keep my queen happy tonight. Jeez, you're done though every time. Okay, we're dealing with the power of you. That's what my subject is today. I'm telling you now, Lady Adele, your breakdown before me, perfect for this, brothers and sisters, because if you're kings and queens, then what is it really saying about the true power of you? And I'm going to go into 8 main words or 8 main sections. Okay, we're going to make this quick, but we're going to keep it powerful, man, because you know what? It's Friday and we want to start the weekend correct. Jeez. All right. Understand this. We're talking about the power of you. What does that mean? You know, what does that mean? Yeah. Let me say this first. The power is not only you, the power is within you. Yeah, within you and me. So, do we appreciate how powerful the mind is? The mind, see, perception is more powerful than reality. Just check this out. I'm going to show you a train moving. Now, in your mind, I want you to make the train go forward. Make the train go forward. Just look at this. Make the train go forward. Now, using your mind, make the train go backwards, just in your mind. And without me saying it, to show you that it's not me making any tricks, Go make it go forward and backwards using your own mind. I won't even tell you when to do it. That is powerful mind control, brothers and sisters. You in your own mind is making it go forward. You in your own mind is making it go backwards. That shows you that perception is awesome. You can dictate your own reality. That's the power of who you are, brothers and sisters. That is a powerful, powerful, powerful demonstration. Let's look at number one first. What's number one? Number one, do you know what is the most powerful question, the most significant question you could ever ask yourself? What is the most powerful, significant question you could ever ask yourself? And let me give you a clue. It's also the most simplest question you could ever ask yourself. The most powerful question you could ever ask yourself is this: who am I? And who you are isn't your name. That's a title given unto you. Who you are is much more deeper than that. Let's have a quick look at the who am I. And why did the ancient people of Kemet say above their temples, man, know thyself? Why would they say that? As you know, to demonstrate my points, I like to use animation. I like to use movies because that is a great way of teaching the human mind. And that's why Malcolm X said the most powerful entity on earth is the media. Yeah, it's a powerful learning tool. Let's look at this film called Kung Fu Panda, which is going to be one of my breakdowns very soon.
Yeah, well, did she also tell you that it'll never happen again? Because I'm done.
Teaching or being humiliated?
Both. I don't know why you ever thought I could teach that class.
Oh, I knew you couldn't.
What? You set me up to fail? Why?
If you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are now.
I don't want to be more. I like who I am.
You don't even know who you are.
What do you... Of course I do. I'm the Dragon Warrior.
And what exactly does that mean, Dragon Warrior?
It means, you know, it's just going around and punching and kicking, defending the valley and stuff.
Punching and kicking? You think that is what the great Master Oogway saw for you? A 500-year prophecy fulfilled, so you could spend your days kicking butt and running through town high-fiving bunnies.
Yeah,
no.
So that is powerful, brothers and sisters. Let's equate that to me and you. Yeah, the master said you don't even know who you are. Yes, I do. And he related himself. His total sum meaning of his being is that he can go around kicking and punching. That's what it means to be a dragon warrior. Which, by the way, if you've not seen the film, means to be the chosen one. And I'm going to say this to you, brothers and sisters. Is the sum total of our being, can it be summed up in a 9-to-5 job? Hell no. He said, do you think Master Oogway, who was the statue at the top of the temple, do you think he done all of that so you can go around kicking and punching? Do you think our ancestors, yeah, stayed strong on that slave ship for over 6 months to a year, vomiting and feces over each other, and then reach a strange land, go through the worst systematic form of transatlantic slavery, so that me and you can then end up just going to work on a 9-to-5 basis? Hell no. I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters, there is so much more to me and you. And we're more than just being literally relegated or could be made redundant in this system. You are coming from the highest culture civilization ever known to this planet, brothers and sisters. Who am I? Who am I? And I will say this to you. The best investment you will ever make is in yourself. Understand this. Learning is a treasure that follows its owner everywhere. No one can take away your learning of self, brothers and sisters. This whole earth is 196,940,000 square miles. Every inch of it is you, if you understand that. Your mind is faster than any device ever created. And so understand that when you're investing in yourself, that's the greatest investment you could ever do, you can ever be. Check this out.
I heard a story somebody told me The lotto's changing.
This Saturday, there's more to play for. There's more to stay for. Singing who I can do one day.
I've seen the figures, the jackpot's bigger.
There's raffle prizes to give away. There'll be more winners than you've had hot dinners. Singing who I can do one day.
It's a new dawn for Lotto. This Saturday, there's a celebratory £10 million jackpot and 1,000
All of us have seen these adverts, and millions of us every single day is buying the jackpot. It's got to be me. It's got to be my turn. I'm going to ask you a question, brothers and sisters. I want you to think about this. How many people do you know that have won the jackpot? I ain't talking about not £5 or £10. How many people in your life that you know, yeah, that person's won a massive jackpot? But yet with these adverts, they will get us running for this dream. And yet none of us have actually physically met. And if you have, it'd be probably one, maximum two. And I'm going to guess that none of you have met anyone who's won the jackpot. But yet we believe in the dream. Do you know the chance of you winning the jackpot? That's what I'm saying. The best investment isn't in the lottery jackpot. The best investment is in yourself, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to prove this. I'm going to prove this. Watch this.
Reach their fortunes. In order to do this, I want you to pretend that I can grant you one wish from two choices. Choice one is this: I will give you $1 million. Or choice two is that you get 1 cent that doubles every day for 31 days. On top of that, you have to drive 1 hour north to meet a friend of mine named Vendela. She will double your cent and give you 2 cents, and then you have to drive all the way back home. Then on day 2, you take your 2 cents back to Vendela, and she doubles your 2 cents and gives you 4 cents, and then you drive back. Well, you do this every day for 31 days. Which would you choose? $1 million or 1 cent doubled every day? Well, as a factory worker, it wasn't even a contest. $1 million for me, please. Who wants to run around for pennies? Here is where we find out that ignorance is not bliss. If you have a calculator, you can follow along and check it out for yourself. In day 1, you have 1 cent. Day 2, you double it and you have 2 cents. Day 3, you double it, you get 4 cents. That doubles and becomes 8 cents, and by the 10th day, you'll have $5.12. How embarrassing if you took the penny a day. Let's look at the 11th day. $5.12 doubles and becomes $10.24, then it doubles and becomes $20.48, and then it doubles and becomes $40. And in the 20th day, that doubles and becomes $5,242.88. Well, it's still not looking too good if you chose the penny. But what happens in the 21st day? 5,000 doubles and becomes 10,000, 10 doubles and becomes 20, and on the 28th day, $671,000 doubles and becomes $1.3 million. But wait a minute, we didn't agree to 28 days. We agreed to 31 days. And so on the 29th day, 1.3 doubles becomes 2.6 million. And 30th day, 2.6 million becomes 5.3 million. And in the final day of our agreement, day 31, $5,368,709.12 doubles, which is $10,737,418.20. Now who's laughing all the way to the bank? This is what the smartest man in the world, Albert Einstein, said when he was asked what he thought was one of the most powerful things on earth. He said that the 8th wonder of the world was compound interest. And so here's how we can make...
Yeah, compound interest. See, brothers and sisters, how many of us would have just taken that million? And we're not going to travel up north. That's what I'm talking about. The more we invest in ourselves, it literally equates to compound interest. I was doing an interview yesterday on Gotkush TV, and I remember Brother Umbandaka, or originally known as Payam, he said to me in my college days, he said, Andrew, the more you invest in your mind into Africa, in other words, into you, into your people, into your history, into your culture, the more you're going to get out of life. I laughed at him because I'm at college. I'm doing my academic exams. Yeah, I've got to pass my exams. But you know what? I tried it. And I used my teenage years to invest in Africa. I studied. You couldn't put a book in front of me that I wasn't tearing up. Whilst my friends were raving and partying, I was literally at home. Books surrounding me. I had no laptop in those days. There was no internet in those days. But I devoured books after books after books. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, God is my witness, my beautiful kings and queens. That studying I've done back in my late teenage, in my early 20s, still lasts me today. Doing that kind of studying, investing in myself, allowed me to leave my career, start up my own company, and travel all over the world and meet some of the greatest people I've only seen on TV. That shows me, brothers and sisters, that the more we stop looking for the jackpot and be willing to work on our own compound interest, then I'm telling you, man, remember today's subject is the power is you. You are the power, brothers and sisters. But what we're doing, we're giving our power to people that don't even like us. So that's number one. Who am I? Number two. Let's have a look at the number two I want to touch on quickly today. Is your energy. Yeah? So you move from who am I to how you use your energy. Your energy is your currency. Let me move on this, brothers and sisters. Let's go back to Kung Fu Panda again. What does it teach us about your energy?
Oogway saw greatness in you, Paul, against my better judgment. More than you can see in yourself. Incredible power awaits you. Power beyond anything you can imagine.
Whoa! What was that?
That was chi.
Wow!
What's chi? The energy that flows through all living things.
So you're saying if I teach, I'll be able to do cool stuff like that?
No, I'm saying if you teach, I'll be able to do cool stuff like that.
Oh.
Mastering chi requires mastery of self. Oogway sat alone in a cave for 30 years, asking one question. Who am I? Who am I? I'm lucky if I get 5 minutes before you interrupt.
Oh, so now I have to sit alone in a cave for 30 years?
Eventually, after you master teaching.
Teaching? There's no way I'm ever gonna be like you.
I'm not trying to turn you into me. I'm trying to turn you into you.
Turn me into me? Wait a second, that makes no... Almost there, Shifu, just a little more confusing and you'll be the next Oogway. Oh, sorry, no offense, Master Oogway, I'll let you get back to your eternal peace.
Now that's deep, brothers and sisters. That is deep. That is deep. You see, the master was teaching them about the power of chi, the energy that lives in you and all things, brothers and sisters. Yeah? And it's about you understanding that power and being reintroduced to your God self power. I mean, there's so much in that one clip, brothers and sisters. I don't know if I've got time to even break this down, but that was beautiful poetry of how to make a movie. And it's more than what we think just for making it for children. Yeah, it's very deep. See, we've got to be reintroduced to the real power of who we are. And that power cannot be restricted just to a 9-to-5 job, brothers and sisters. That's what I'm trying to show you today. Connect with the real chi, connect with the real energy. People keep saying to me, Brother Andrew, how come you're always on a high? How come you're just always on, we don't see. That's because I appreciate is how I use my energy. I want to focus my life on things that I enjoy doing. And one of the things I love doing most is seeing my people free. One of the things I love seeing more is when I see Black people, Africans coming together. That turns me on, brothers and sisters. And I want to be a part of that struggle that leaves a legacy for our children to follow, brothers and sisters. Yeah? We cannot be restricted. Get to know the real energy within you. And I tell you this, the highest form of energy that lives in this universe is love. Myself and yourself, we are the physical manifestation of love. Two people have to make love in order to make us a reality today. You are a walking vessel of love. You were here before you was even born. I know you're not listening to me now. You were here before you were even born. You was born at the energy. So understand this. You are a multi-dimensional being. The energy on this planet is calling for us to raise our vibrations. Lick shot, Rasta. It's time to ask for us to step up to the next level of our spiritual evolution. We are spiritual people. We're not religious people. Stop getting into that religion. That's foolishness. We are a part of our spiritual evolution. And once you get on that journey of being a spiritual being, then and only then are you waking up to your mission in life. And all of us need to have what we call a map. If you don't have a map in life, you're lost. What is your map? M-A-P, mission, aim, and purpose. Once you've got a mission, aim, and purpose, now you're on your road to liberation. You're on your road to dealing with what you want to be doing. And understand this, we're dealing with energy right now. A strong, positive self-image is the best possible preparation for success in life. And I'm going to say this to you, I'm going to let you know what the Europeans' #1 trick on us. See, every day you wake up depressed. Every day you just focus on your bills. Every day you just focus on people who are just sucking out your lifeblood. Every day you go into a workplace that you don't even want to be in. Every day you got friends around you that suck your life force. Then that's a day that the enemy has defeated us. They don't want to see us with a positive energy. They don't want to see us talking strong. They don't want to see us as African people laughing and coming together in unity. That's why they have scientists working 24 hours, 7 days a week, sending beams into our minds, messing up with our mind waves, keeping us depressed. I know what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. So what we need to do, we need to love yourself enough never to allow your standards to drop for anyone. I'm going to say that one more time. Love yourself enough. Never lower your standards for anyone. Sister Lady Adele spoke about being kings and queens. Do you think Queen Elizabeth II is going around lowering her standards for anyone? No. For you to be in her arena, for you to be just in her presence, you know you got to bow. You got to curtsy. You got to say, Mom. You got to now raise up your personal level to reach her. And I'm saying to you now, brothers and sisters, when you study your history, when you study my history, and if you understand who you are, then our ancient people built civilizations that the ancient Greeks said, these are the people of God. They are gods and goddesses. Yeah? And that's you and that is me, but beautiful. So your energy is your magic. And you don't apologize for your African spirit. You do not apologize for the fight. As a people, you know, as an African people, we talk different, man. We're very expressive. That's why when you look at the shape of Africa, go look at a map. Go look at a globe. You look at the shape of Africa. It's in the shape of a human heart. And not only is it in the shape of the human heart, it's the center of the landmass on planet Earth. That's why anytime you see the Earth, Africa's in the center. What is the Creator telling us? Is that we are people that are central. We are the mothers and fathers of civilization. But we rule by our spirit, by our heart. And so understand this. I'm walking in power. I'm walking in miracles, man. I live a life of favor. Why? Because I know who I am. This is deep. And that's why when you turn on that power button, you'll understand that is what our currency truly is. Why do you think? Look at the words that we use in English language. We call money, national money, you call it your currency. So you look at the dollar, that's a currency. You look at the pound, that's a currency. You look at yen, that's a currency. Yeah? Why do you think they called it currency? Because it's a form of energy. Our currency, our power is in the gifts that the Creator's already given us, brothers and sisters. Don't let me lick shop on Babylon tonight. So understand this, your energy introduces you before you even speak. And your energy is of lions, man. Kings and queens of the jungle, yeah? That's why sometimes you meet people, they ain't even said anything to you, and your spirit don't even take to them. Whilst you can then meet someone else, and straight away, there's some reason why your energy just connects with them, yeah? We are energy, brothers and sisters. And sometimes you got to trust your energy that lives within you, because it tells you who to trust, who not to trust. And our wealth flows from energy and ideas. And that's why they will not allow us. We've got Cheryl Phoenix coming on after me. Boy, that's a big hitter, brothers and sisters. That's a main meal you're going to be having soon. Yeah? That's why they fight tooth and nail for us not to open our own schools. Because once we allow our youth to have energy and ideas of rebuilding themselves, then, brothers and sisters, we are going to be a very wealthy people. Number 3. What is number 3? Number 3 is commitment. We as an African people, we within the diaspora, we must learn to commit ourselves to our goals. We lack commitment. And when you lack commitment, you lack life. You lack energy. And our commitment must be 100% committed to our goals. Let's have a look at this.
You cannot be a believer until you see your old life and the misery thereof and want to change it. Are you committed? Because without commitment, nothing happens. If you don't learn to give like you learn to get, every area that there is not reciprocity, it will die. Reciprocity. What do you give back for what you get? If you're not committed, you're not going to make it. Even the ones with the personalities you don't like. You have to be committed through the storm and the rain and the heartache and the pain and the disappointment. You have to believe in the we and the us and not the me and the you. Or you're not gonna make it. It's a commitment, it's not a feeling.
So you understand that, brothers and sisters, yeah? Commitment, yeah, is absolutely fundamental to our goals. All right, let's move on to number 4. We're nearly there, brothers and sisters, we're nearly there. I'm gonna move through very quickly. Number 4 is that when you're committed, yeah, to a goal, you've then got to fight, make sure your mind is open for opportunities. Yeah, opportunities comes in certain ways that we don't expect. Our life is surrounded by opportunities, but because we're not committed to our mission, aim, and purpose, we are missing opportunities around us all the time. What do we say about opportunity? Yeah, there's always exciting opportunities around us. Yeah, there's opportunities in every facet of our lives. Believe it or not, the coronavirus, yes, I know it's killing people, but do you understand the opportunities that are available to us today? We wouldn't be doing this Zoom conference if it wasn't for coronavirus. You know that. Yeah, we'd be busy running. Now we're forced to learn technology. We're now forced to be able to use a medium that we can now connect with anyone around the world. Auntie Jean could just send out a little text, bam, people don't even know her. People that have never been to an African market, monthly market ever, can now just click on that link and say, wow, I never knew this existed. But we would not have done that unless Auntie G was looking for opportunities. See, many of us will sit down, coronavirus, boy, we're dead. All we want to do now is become experts in 5G. Yes, I'm going to say that. I know some of you are going to cuss me for saying that. All of a sudden now, we just want to talk about 5G. Yeah? But we are missing that spiritual intervention, that opportunities are here for us today. Do you know how many people have made billions during this epidemic? You think that everyone is crying? Brothers and sisters, man, come on, fix up, man. And let's look at opportunities. Opportunities is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and it looks like work. Yeah, we're scared of work, brothers and sisters. But in that work becomes an opportunity. And when you're looking for opportunities, your mind must be open. Keep your mind open to opportunities. They are closer than what you think. Sometimes an opportunity comes in a person that you may not even like, that says something to you, bang, it should spark something inside of you. It's called negative motivation. Or an opportunity could come by just having a conversation with a little girl, a little boy, and they may say something, you may think, wow, you know what, I didn't even thought of it that way. And there's another opportunity coming. Brothers and sisters, have an open mind. Because when you're focused on your problems, guess what? You will have more problems. But when you're focused on possibilities, then you will create opportunities. Understand this. Your mind, my mind, lick shop on Rastafari. Let me calm myself down because I'm just feeling like I'm going to explode in a second. Royston, I'm sorry, big man. I'm going to behave myself, King. I'm going to behave myself, King. Listen up. Your minds and my minds are magnets. Magnets. And we attract people or we dismiss people. There's no such thing as bad luck. You attract bad luck by your thinking. Or there's no such thing as good luck. You attract positive opportunities. We've come with positive people by your thinking. And every time you've got a negative thought that brings you down, what you've got to consciously do is eject that negative thought and replace it with a positive thought. That way your mind and your movements are always going to be positive. Winston Churchill, the dotty little church. Don't let me have to cuss too bad words. I don't like him, but you know what? I learn from everyone. Auntie Jean, I'm sorry, man. I know this is your platform. Yeah. I don't like him, but I still learn from people that I don't like, brothers and sisters. He says the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, while the optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty, man. Come on, man. You can't disagree with him. Even though he's a damn devil, you can't disagree with him. Yeah? So listen up. Number five. Let's get through this. Number 5 is never give up. These are weaknesses of African people today in the diaspora. It's so easy to give up. Yeah? Never give up.
It's an urge. It's an urge. Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge.
Give up.
To quit. Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much. But don't you quit. Don't you quit. You do make a difference.
Yes.
You do make a difference. You do make a difference. As weak as you are, as tired as you are, as many mistakes as you made, you do make a difference. There is something they would lose if you were not there. There was something that they would miss if you were not there. You do make a difference.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, brothers and sisters. The biggest, hear me well, brothers and sisters, the biggest disrespect that you could do to the struggle is to underestimate your worth to the struggle. I'll say that one more time. The biggest offense and disrespect you can make to the struggle of our liberation is to underestimate your worth to the struggle of liberation. Yeah? We are all powerful. It doesn't mean that because we're speaking at the front, we have the power. Hell no, that's foolishness. Yeah? It's about those of us who are using our talent, whatever talent we have, in the right way for freedom, justice, and equality. Yeah? We just never give up, even in the dark. I want to inspire people. I want to inspire people. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, Brother Andrew, I've never given up. Yeah, even though I may have nearly given up myself. And I've got stories I've got to tell you about my past. I've had times when I literally got on the verge of giving up on the struggle. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was on the verge. I said, what's the point? It's made me broke. I can't put food on the table. The same people you're trying to serve are the same people that are cussing you. Yeah, and the people that literally look up to you, and then once you just become humble, they want to kind of disrespect you like you're a fool. I've had all that, brothers and sisters. And there was times when I was going to give up on the struggle because I've got my qualification. I can go back into the city. I can earn money under this system. But something inside me said, that's not me, man. It ain't about how much money I can make in the system. I want to go out because I want people to look at me and be inspired above Andrew from the day we met you to the day we buried you. We've never given up because you've never given up on us. Yeah, and that's absolutely fundamental on this mission. So you've got to be able to say, throw me to the wolves and I will return leading the pack. Yeah, you can't get rid of me. Number 6, we're nearly there, brothers and sisters. I'm nearly there. See, we're nearly finished. We as African people, we must learn to finish what we started. I'm going to say that one more time. We as African people, those of us who are meant to be conscious, yeah, we must finish what we started.
Until you have had the taste of finishing, you will not respect yourself. Until you follow through, until something is done, come hell or high water, tears and struggles and pain, and you go through it anyway, and you show up and you continue to fight on no matter the circumstances. After a while, something begins to wither inside of you. Anytime you need something that you can't give to yourself, you're at the mercy of somebody else, and when they don't come through, you got pain. And what you become is the consequences of what you didn't get.
Yes, 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 yes. And it's fundamental, brothers and sisters. Don't give up. I love what Sister Angela Rose says. Know thyself is critical. We are energy. Yeah, being stopped. We've got to stop learning about others and find our purpose and live and reconnect with our DNA and live for your values and do not compromise them. Own your power. Enough love to you, Angela. I see that you're understanding these words, okay? We must learn to finish what we start. Number 7, I'm nearly finished now, but I said there's 8. This is very important. Understand your happiness. You see, what's the purpose of life? Is to find and experience true happiness. I didn't say fun. Happiness and fun are 2 separate realities. Yeah? When you're living a life of purpose and meaning, you are now opening the true keys to your success. And thank you, Sister Janet. Wow, I agree wholeheartedly, really making me think. Thank you, sister. Thank you, brother. Yeah? Because that's what we're here to do. Happiness is fundamental. Yeah? Happiness is conducive for you to bring out the positive energy. That's why on my hat, as I said before, Papa G, positive attitude produces awesome greatness. Yeah? Make your life a happy life. Make your life something that, you know what? I love waking up in the morning. I love the person I'm moving with. I love what I'm doing 9 to 5. Yeah? And if you don't like it, move and change it. You're God. You're a goddess, man. How dare you stay in a situation that you hate every single day? You can't blame the white man for that. You blame yourself because you're not using your own God-given talent to literally unlock your DNA value, brothers and sisters. Find happiness.
Man, I got 2 questions for you. What do you do and how do you do it?
I'm a stockbroker.
Stockbroker? Oh, yeah. Had to go to college to be a stockbroker, huh?
You don't have to. Have to be good with numbers and good with people.
That's it. Hey, you take care. Hey, I'm gonna let you hang on to my car for the weekend, but I need it back for Monday.
Feed the meter.
I still remember that moment.
all looked so damn happy to me. Why couldn't I look like that?
Did you hear those words, brothers and sisters? Yes, this was in Pursuit of Happiness, based on a true life story. But this brother had to work for his happiness, man. And many of us are not finding happiness because we're too scared to work hard for their happiness. But understand this, it's like a rocket. That's on its way to the moon. You see, when it reaches 6 miles away from the Earth's surface, you reach the atmosphere and it burns. That rocket can explode, this turbulence, because it's going through a wall. But once you burst through that wall, brothers and sisters, and you enter into what they call space, now you're gliding. Now you're at peace. And as Sister Angela Rosa said, stop seeking validation and praise from others. Validate yourself. Yeah, you validate yourself, because that's the only way you get happiness. Why should you be walking around the street seeing other people smiling, other people happy, and you're not happy with your life? Hell no, brothers and sisters. And understand, we have no dress rehearsal when it comes to our life. This is the only life we have. And I don't aim to be depressed. I aim to be happy every single moment of my life, not deflecting from the fact that we've got problems. Come on, I'm not being silly. We all have problems, but the problem is only a problem to those who don't understand the nature of having a problem. Oh, Lordy Lord. Are you listening to me, my kings and queens? Yeah? Your problem doesn't have to be pursuit of happiness that we find fulfillment. It is in the happiness of the pursuit. Yeah? Always love, always love, always love. And so, don't wait until you're rich to be happy. Happiness is free. Yeah? Don't say, I'm not happy because I got no money. Hell no. It doesn't cost anything to be happy. Yeah? Happiness is contagious. Watch this. Brothers and sisters, believe me, that's work. It works. It's contagious. You can't help someone who's laughing around you, even if you're vexed. You try and be angry and laugh at the same time. Damn fool. You can't. Yeah? You cannot be angry and laugh at the same time. Laughing is a power that produces chemicals that literally washes your body. Yeah? You try that on a train station, brothers and sisters. You go on a train and you start laughing, and I'll guarantee you people start laughing around you. They don't even know why you're laughing. Yeah? But they will literally start laughing themselves. It's a contagious energy. But I'll be honest with you, don't go around doing it every day all the time, because they will lock you up. Yeah? They will section you, especially if you're black. Yeah? By the next train stop, you got people in white coats waiting for you, okay? But no, on a serious note, yeah, you be energized. You laugh. It takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown. Think about it. Yeah, our energy, and this is top secret because I'm nearly finished now. Nobody can make you happy until you're happy with yourself first. That's why knowledge of self is fundamental. That's why you got to face your challenges, not problems. We can overcome challenges. choice is your right. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, literally. Yeah, you decide to be happy. You make that decision to be happy, and watch people around you become positive around you. Don't downgrade your dreams to match your reality. Yeah, you upgrade your faith to match your destiny. Yeah, you go forward. So be careful who you pick as a friend. Seriously, because they will affect your happiness. You be careful who you pick as a friend, because most people pretend to listen, but they're only gathering information to judge you with in the future. Yeah, you got two types of friends. One is what we call, it's gone out of my head now, but one we call vampires, or one we call chargers. Vampires, they suck from you. And you know a vampire, because if you leave your friend and you're still feeling vexed, you're feeling down, that's a vampire you just met. But when you meet someone who's just energetic and just makes you laugh, makes you feel good, that's a charger. Yeah, you have a drainer or a charger. Oh, brothers and sisters, think big, dream big, but start small. We've got to start somewhere as a people. Now, brothers and sisters, you're going to be happy now. This is my last one, number 8, and then I'm finished. Cheers! And we've got Charmaine after me. Okay, number 8 is to be introduced to your God self. Once you've done all those previous 7 steps, brothers and sisters, yeah, you got your energy right. You're looking for opportunities. You're never giving up. You're going to finish. You're going to be committed. You've got a knowledge of self. Now you're entering into the God realm. Yeah, and that's why I see sisters like Dr. Sandra Richards. They're in the God self, man. I mean, we're not connected with sisters like that. Jeez, you try and feel depressed. You try and feel depressed, brothers and sisters. You can't. So what is the God self? Let's finish off with this now. Understand that when you're in your God self moment, you're no longer an individual. Jeez, let me say that again. When you're in your God self moment, you are no longer an individual. You are a part of the all in all. You are no longer an individual. You're connected to every aspect of the universe, inner universe and the outer universe. That's when you reach the God self. So who am I? Boy, let's have a look.
Who are you? I've been asking the same question. Am I the son of a panda? The son of a goose? A student? A teacher? Turns out, I'm all of them. I am the Dragon Warrior. Get it? See the giant dragon? Get ready to feel the thunder! This is awesome!
Uh-oh. Belly gone.
Butt slap! Perhaps a bit of lunch, because I'm starving. Let's do this! Heads up!
You see, as we finish now, that was the Dragon Warrior accepting that now he's everything. He's the all in all. And you see the way he dealt with his enemy. That is us, brothers and sisters. Once we understand who we are and the all in all, you know, who you are a god. If you want to, you know, Adele used the term kings and queens. Yes, you are kings and queens, but in reality, ye are all gods. Imagine that kind of title. And I'm not being blasphemous here. The ancients talks that we were gods. In the scriptures says that ye are all gods, children of the Most High. And so if you're a god, then what should that really show about who you really are and your true title in the universe. You are awesome, you are fantastic, and you are the one that we need to be looking for.
The night is young, but we're old. Reaching hands to take hold.
Remember the power in you.
I don't know if we're finding love, no. I don't know if you are the one, but since we touched, I just know that my heart's beating faster. Yeah, my heart's beating faster. Yeah, my heart's beating faster.
So brothers and sisters, I really, really thank you. I can see that, you know, tonight's going to be a powerful night. I want to give a shout out to Brother Adisa, Brother Nat, who were my fellow panelists Tuesday just gone. And I'll say to you, brothers and sisters, love your life, love who you are, and understand that you're part of the Godhead on planet Earth. My name is Brother Andrew Mohammed, Lick Shop, Pump Babylon, Rice and Peas, Buffalo Soldier, Dreadlock Rastafari. I'm out. Peace.
Brother Andrew, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I always love your presentations, always to the max. Thank you so much. You gave us 8 brilliant points for us to move forward with, and a lot of it, if not all of it, has touched me. I mean, like, yes, no, and it's given me that, it's re-energized me.
Respect, sis.
And it's the energy that the re-energy that I needed. So thank you so much. I've seen that there's people just sort of like praising in the chat room. Is there anybody that has any questions for both Andrew and Lady Adele? Please come forward, unmute yourselves and speak. Anybody?
So Brother Andrew, it was completely awesome. Thank you. Excellent, 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 powerful stuff. Lady Adele, likewise. And I just want to draw reference to a point you made, Lady Adele, in terms of the DSM manual, having moved from a pamphlet to 600 plus volumes. And why that exponential growth has happened is because for any psychiatric doctor to get recognition, they have to come up with a new phenomena. So year on year on year, they're all fighting to get a new phenomena to get it into that book. So that book just grows and grows and grows and grows. And for us, they're making it up in order to get their name in headlights. Do you want to say any more about that, Lady Adele?
I would agree with you, Brother Royston, because it also says that a lot of the conditions that are there are not real. They don't actually really exist. They're created to exist in people's mind, but as far as conditions, they're not real at all. And that's the scary thing. And as an educationalist, I see more and more children, in fact, all children now they're trying to label all children into a box with something that doesn't actually exist. It's just a natural part of growing up and childhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we shouldn't turn our children over to the system. Believe in our inner core, in our kings and queenship, that we know what's best in terms of guiding our children. Don't just turn them loose. Anything more to add, Brother Andrew? Or Sister Doctor?
It's all love, brothers and sisters. And Sister Dr. Richards, man. And I'm sure if you ask Sister Dr., and I always make sure I refer to her as, and I use, one of the type, which is doctor, but she teaches that the greatest compliment you can give her is not even doctor, it's just by calling her sister. And what kind of heart says that? Because you see, as I said before, the price that Malcolm X says of being educated in this world, that they put a hook, and that hook is arrogancy. But when you have a sister who can be literally equipped and reaching the top in their world academically, but still has the humbleness and the humility to say, you know what, I remember myself as an African, as a spiritualist. I still use the word sister before my doctor. I think that's a powerful, powerful statement she's showing all of us in this day and time.
Most definitely. Have you got something to say, Sister Dr. Sandra Richard?
I have. I mean, the thing about Zoom is that it doesn't allow you to stay at the back of the room and just listen quietly and then kind of leave, which is what I used to be able to do. And this Rona situation is an interesting one because it's bringing everybody forward and it's equalizing, and we're able to access now without having to find bus fare or train fare or anything like that. So there are things that are happening now that enable us to pull forward some things that previously we wouldn't have been able to. I literally just wanted to congratulate both Lady Adele, who I've been in audiences where she has spoken before, and I've been at the back of the room or in the front of the room, but just watching what's happening. And Brother King, Andrew, the investigator, Guam Papaji, Lick Babylon, all of the languages we're now using, all of the different mediums that we're using to reach ones in different places, young ones who have hitherto not felt able to feel validated. Both Lady Adele and Brother Andrew this evening, who spoke to everybody, everything. Those of us inside of the system or have been exposed to all of these different acronyms Lady Adele spoke to, that pathologizes us. It is really encouraging, to see this the brother and sister warriors just coming. They're just like coming forth. It's like they're coming from, the gardens and they're coming from on high and they're coming from the rear, and, and they're speaking what was historically the unspeakable. We're now having those difficult conversations. We're now not asking for permission. And I just wanted to salute you both, really salute you both. Lady Adele is relatively new to me. I know Sister Cheryl Phoenix is, because I'm watching the warriors coming through, and I'm just like, yes. Once upon a time, those of us who spoke of being African, and Brother Andrew, you have said that in other conversations, were considered to be weird. Like, why are you saying you're African? You never been to Africa. Africa's in you. Give it license. What you put your energy on will grow. This is just a phenomenal development. I'm so proud of everything that's happening. Brother Andrew, Minister Michael, long time, it's a long journey. This brother is a professor. He's not, we don't need to go to no Eurocentric academy. And I'm sure Lady Adele will endorse this. You get a certain amount of courses and things, and you get certified, and then another set of people tell you, say you're qualified to teach. Then people are not qualified to teach us because they don't know who we are. Lady Adele, Brother King, just give thanks. That's it, really. English is not my first language, so let me just.
Eloquent, sister. Eloquent. Brother Royston, sister,
yes, MP.
There was a question for Lady Adele, which I've noticed in the group chat. I don't know if you saw it. It's from Brother Nat, and he said, Lady Adele, you are truly inspirational, and you have made a beautiful spirit. He asked the question. He said, Brother Andrew, Sister Adele, you mentioned the first point was to know yourself. What would you recommend as a first step in getting to know yourself? Love to you, my sister. So, Lady Adele.
I think for me, how I got to know myself was first of all getting to know my history, because I didn't grow up with my history at all. It was never taught in school. My parents and my grandparents never talked about it. I came from one of those old-fashioned West Indian families which didn't want to have any association with Africa. So my grandmother always spoke to me about the British Empire and the streets of gold, and that didn't sit right with me. So finding about my history and realizing what greatness I came from made me realize that it gave me permission to be great. It gave me permission to try and navigate the system and come out on top of it. So it was the reading of my history that did it for me.
Wonderful.
Greetings.
Wonderful.
Greetings, Auntie Jean.
Yes, Empress Judah.
Greetings. Good evening. I just want to say a big thank you to Lady Adele and Brother Andrew Mohammed for their presentations. I'd like to ask a question, please, to Lady Adele in response to her presentation. I'm a bit of a book reader myself, Lady Adele, so I was just thinking in terms of the importance, and it's quite shocking actually to listen to what you said in terms of the increase of definitions for young children. It's totally mind-boggling. But I should imagine from what you said, there's a scheme to that, which is to destroy the black child. And so therefore that leads on to the question I'd like to ask you, and that is, how important in your view, in your mind, is the book The ISIS Papers, The Keys to the Colours by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing in terms of the well-being of our black youth and adults? It might seem like an obvious one, but you know, I think it's the kind of book that we all need to be familiar with.
Well, I've got to say, Empress Judah, I read that book many, many moons ago now, so I'd have to go back and refresh myself. I'm actually looking at it on the bookshelf here. But all of those books, Yoruga, Blueprint of Black Power, all those books are essential reading. And I think it's very essential reading. There are different classes of readers, and there are those who can read materials that are very heavy. There are those that need materials that are maybe not so heavy, and I think we need to find the books that suit our level of understanding and comprehension, and then we will use that to become a part of who we are, and then it will influence how we then speak and how we conduct each other. So there is an equality for us all, and I would say the ISIS Papers and books like that are essential reading for those who like to get really deep into the matter of things. But I've got to say, Empress Judah, I have not read that book for such a long time, and what I always say to people, particularly young people, is I'm an avid book reader, but my level of comprehension is that I absorb the essence of the book, but then struggle to actually give information from the book. So it becomes a part of me rather than as a part of a teaching tool. So I would say all books that we read, whether they're black books, whether they're not black books, there is something to learn from all of them. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, yes, it does. I mean, I read the book some time ago, but it was one of those books that had a permanent impression, and it helped me understand the society we live in, and it helped me to better understand the conditions that actually, if she hadn't written that book, would have kept me in ignorance. So it's just one of those books, I think, that really does, as you say, it's essential reading, and that's why I raised it, because I could name one or two other ones, but I think for me that one is extremely important. If our people could perhaps, as you said, everyone's at different levels of consciousness, but I think that book, I just had to mention it in response to your contribution.
And can I say, Empress Judah, that was one of the very first books I read, and I've never read it since. So I would have to agree with you that it must have made an impression on me for me to have gone on and read so much and seek out my history and culture, because I didn't even know about that book. I think I must have heard somebody mention it somewhere, and I read that book. It will have the date in it, and it would have made a difference.
Yes, yes. A friend many years ago, she mentioned it, and then I got my copy and I read it. So yes, thank you for that. Thanks again.
And can I just add that Empress, Sister Empress, it's funny, there is no accidents in the universe. There's no such thing as coincidence. But only yesterday, myself and Lady Adele was speaking about the Frances Cress Welsing. I don't know if Adele remembers this. We had a conversation, and I'm literally going to be doing a whole breakdown of Frances Cress Welsing. You know, I remember I like to use movies, and I'm going to be using Baby Boy. For those of you who don't know about Baby Boy, it stars Tyrese, and it starts with a very powerful quote by Frances Cress Welsing. And the whole film, if you understand how to put the whole film, it was literally like reading the Francis Cress's books on the color theory, on the ego of the man, and whatever you get. There's a whole range of things that she deals with the psychology of us as a people. So very soon, I was actually working on it up to this morning, to be honest with you. And very soon we're going to be announcing The Baby Boy Hidden Truth, which is really talking about Francis Cress and the ideology. So that'll be coming out very soon as well.
Okay, I'm intrigued to know where The Baby Boy is connected to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, so I'll have to watch your presentation, Andrew.
Oh, sister, now you got me. See, it's when I hear things like that, I can't wait to jump in it again, because I'll paint it black, blue, and all over the place, sister. From beginning to end is Francis Cress, from beginning to end. And they actually credited her with the inspiration behind the film. It's a beautiful film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, sister.
As Andrew, Stephen, have you got anything to say?
Love.
Yeah, hi. Greetings, everybody. Give thanks. Brother Andrew, give big respect to you. You know, I look on you as a great mentor to us all, you know, to the Black community in London, in the UK and far out. Lady Adele, I've been listening to your sessions via Brother Andrew, and I find you very, very inspirational. Can you hear feedback?
Yes, just saying,
okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know why. Okay. Still hear feedback?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so Lady Adele, I've been listening to some of your sessions, via Brother Andrew. Find you very, very inspirational. And the teachings that you're giving us is kind of opening our eyes and giving us more understanding of symbols and giving us more understanding of the ideologies of the African way, the old ancestral way, and how probably we can incorporate some of it in our everyday living. So the journey that you and Brother Andrew's taken us on is a really good journey, and I think it's something that can be developed and grown into a wider audience. And I said to Brother Andrew, right now you guys are creating a movement, so we've got to expand this. Auntie Jean, what you're doing is absolutely fantastic. So reaching out via Zoom to the wider community is giving us all the opportunity to get to know ourselves, get to know our history and our culture in a much more profound way, and to get us to unite and to be together as one. Just taking you guys back a bit, how I started to learn about my Black history was when I was young. I used to go and listen to a sound called Jashaka. Yeah, if you guys remember Shaka, Jashaka, the Zulu warrior. And myself and my brothers, my brother Disa, who's on the Zoom, he, like Brother Andrew mentioned, he was on Tuesday session. And my elder brother Patrick and my other brother Sylvester, we all used to go and listen to Jashaka every Friday at Phoebe's. And he always spoke about Africa, going back to Africa. So that's where I started to get my first education of our African history, through sound system, through music, not through the educational system, and not really from my parents. As the sister mentioned, our parents didn't really associate themselves at the time with Africa, coming from Caribbean island of St. Lucia. You can see my backdrop, Wicked?
Yes, sir.
St. Lucia. That's the pictures of St. Lucia.
Yes,
so that's where my parents are from, and they didn't really have the history of their ancestral roots going back to Africa. So when we were here, you know, we weren't really spoken about Africa. You know, they told us about St. Lucia, so we knew about St. Lucian culture. In schools, we only knew about the British system, which I never really connected to, because I always thought it was empty to me. I was always disconnected to the British system and the British culture, because I knew to myself, this has got nothing to do with me, and I didn't feel it internally. So if you don't feel something internally, then obviously there's a disconnect. Okay, so I didn't get any my history from that. My first actual, in terms of learning about our history, was with Robin Walker and a sister called Sister Auntie. And I think we were the first students that Robin Walker had. And this was many years
ago.
Yeah, I think maybe 25, 30 years. That was a long time ago anyway. But we were his very first students that he had. And with him and a sister called Sister Auntie, they taught us like a 6 weeks course on Black Studies, Black History in Stonebridge. And from there, that's where I sort of had a connection, started to understand some of the history, who I am, our place in the world, what's happened to us, why it's happened, how it's happened. And going forward, we're in a situation now as, well, what do we do now to reclaim who we are, to own our own history now? Yes. And the platform you guys are giving is really good, brilliant platform, which allows us to, you're reaching out to more people. It's because, we have the lectures, but as the sister said, sometimes you may not be able to get there. You might not have the fares to go. It might not be convenient for you to go to North London or South London, but on Zoom, you can sit in your own home, and then you can get the teachings and the learning. So this is a beautiful platform for us that we can use. So the work that you guys are doing is absolutely fantastic. Much appreciated. I spent a week with Brother Andrew in Egypt, and we had an Egyptian tour, and he blew my mind. Ever since then, I've always looked up to Brother Andrew. I think I'm older than him, but I still look up to him. Papa G in the house, lick shop. Yeah, we had a fantastic week in Egypt, where he broke down the Egyptian history, and that's had a profound effect on my life and my understanding. So big up to everybody.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
Cool.
Thank you.
Respect for that, King.
All right. So, Brother Andrew, Sister Adele, Lady Adele, thank you. Excellent.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. We're going to look to move forward to have a
quick comment before we move forward, just to say that a lot of
Diane.
No, that's Patricia.
Patricia, Andrew, it's Patricia, the other Patricia.
Okay. Sorry. I'm going to shut up. Royston, I'm going to shut up.
The one who always hugs you. Amongst the others, I just wanted to say that a lot of the points that you've raised is really valuable for us in terms of moving forward under the Garvey Village. In terms of our sense of ourselves and where we are, in terms of our use of our energies. I'm now retired, so I've got a lot of time that I can actually devote to the Garvey Village, which is what I do. It's really important that in terms of commitment and taking the opportunity to actually put our energies into something that's going to be of such great value for us now and for the future, that not only do we take the opportunity to meet like this on a Friday evening, but we actually put our time and energy into seeing Garvey Village grow. Okay, and as you know, it won't just come because we think it. Yeah, I mean, in the past, in terms of our spirit, yes, because we were all working together. Yeah, so in terms of reclaiming what we have got to consciously commit ourselves to this. Absolutely. In order for it to come, to grow and develop. And in terms of your presentation, Andrew and Lady Adele, we really need to be putting this out more for our young people, but not just the young people, because a lot of us adults don't have the information. We have the emotions. We know it's not right what's happening, but we don't necessarily have the words, and we don't have that connection in order to take it forward. So somewhere like the Garvey Village is really important for us to have for ourselves in order for us to build and grow and go forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so Brother Andrew, Lady Adele, thank you very much.
Thank you, Royston.
All right. You're welcome again in the future. Just put that marker down. Yeah, absolutely. And to everybody else, we're going to take a 5-minute break, just a 5 minutes, so you can grab a drink and come back, and then we're going to roll forward. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Brother Andrew. Thank you so much, Lady Adele, and thank you. Okay. You got something coming to the 5 minutes?
I'm just going to play some music.
I'm going to play some music.
Yeah, because we need to kind of, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's hope it's a good selection.
Making pure bad moves, mind your step, go. Something is after you. It's not about go away, go away. Leave people business. You chat too much. Answer me question. Whoa, I want me to chat. Mr. Big Mouth, hey brother, run. Whoa, leave people business. Oh, now. Answer me question. What make you chat so? You know fi chat by your brother, cause him will tell you about your mother, cause you love her. Hey sister, I'm always in a mix up. Leave people business. You chat too much. Answer me question. Whoa, I won't make you chat so. Brother, lover.
pistol in your waist, down here too bad. Oh, walking down the road with a ratchet in your waist, down here too bad. robbing and you're stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting, but you're too bad. You're just robbing and you're stabbing and you're looting and you're shooting, but you're too bad. One of these days when you hear a voice say come, where you gonna run to? One of these days when you hear a voice say come, who you gonna run to? You're gonna run to the rock for rescue, there will be no rock. You're gonna run to the rock for rescue, there will be no rock. No rock.
See it right before your very eyes. gonna be tough, yeah. Help me, help me. You get crushed in the rush. Straighten up. You get crushed in the rush. Get on up, get on up. Lord, help them, please hear me saying, Lord, help them. I see they can't stand it. Lord, help them, please. It's gonna be rough, yeah. Help me. It's gonna be tough, yeah.
The music suddenly stopped. Is that deliberate, Royston?
Yep, that was deliberate.
Okay, you ready for us now?
Yep.
Okay, we're back.
Mhm.
Okay. A bit of news. Cheryl Felix is going to be a little bit late. She's helping her son do some food deliveries. So Royston is going to take the center stage. And Royston, would you like to let us know what it is that you're going to be doing and what you need us to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So I hope everybody's back, and you know, powerful presentation by Lady Adele and, you know, Brother Andrew Mohammed. The reminder that we are kings and queens, the reminder that we are powerful, the reminder of the need to never give up, you know, our pursuit of happiness, our happiness, you know, and yeah, which is immense, and making that investment in us and our happiness. And I was, you know, my intention is a very simple one, really, to put us into pairs, because I'm very mindful of the impact of these times, that you are with someone in your household or in your relationship. And for me, this is an opportunity for us to reach out and reach beyond that framework into, you know, the idea of meeting other people and working with other people. So what I'm going to do is really to get us to work together in pairs. And 21, do a bit of maths here. 21. Yeah, to put us into okay. I'm also doing a bit of logistics while I'm working with it. Okay, so to put us into groups and ask us to look at, you know, some of the things that we are doing in these times, and what are our future plans? What are the things that we are planning for ourselves, for our future, in terms of taking charge of ourselves, taking control of ourselves, stepping into our kingship and our queenship? What are the things that we are planning and strategizing? So in that place of, if I don't stand for something, I'll fall for anything. So so that's the structure and the framework, and I'm not going to make it more complicated than that, and just invite you to go in and to do that piece of work. Now, I have some instruction for you in order for that to flow as it ought to flow. You will get a message on your screen, right? And the message will be inviting you to go into a room. Please don't click anything else, you know, between now and that message. And when that message comes up, just click on that message and go into that room. And I want to also ask for your patience waiting for the other person who's going to come and join you. So don't be dismayed that suddenly you're on a screen by yourself. Somebody will come and join you, you know, very, very quickly, very promptly. So
sorry to cut you. Somebody's mentioned that they don't have a microphone or a webcam. They only have the TV and the computer. So how would that work for that person?
not very well, because this is a moment to communicate with others. Right. So this.
You've got a breakout room where people can just be, if not be part of.
The only thing I can look to do is to keep that. Okay, so I need to know who those individuals are, because at least then they could be a third person in a breakout room listening to another two, or I can keep them back into the main arena, listening to whoever is in here.
I've got the person down at this frequency. I mean, if there's anybody else, would you like to quickly put in the chat room if you're unable via webcam or microphone? If you could do that now,
I was only
please.
going to say, as an alternative, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, no, carry on.
Could possibly, if they've got access to type, they might be able to type rather than speak.
Yeah.
But that's the only other alternative I could think of. But you're right. I think maybe if they're just in more than a two group,
yeah,
they might just be able to witness or listen.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting some situations happening here now. Right. Okay. So I'm just
into their laptop actually.
Yeah, you just all right, move to 14. I'm just making sure that people are.
And Kay is listening on road in her car. So maybe she can be somebody who can go, as you said, as Brother Nat suggested, in a 3 rather than in a 2.
Okay. So Kay. All right, so K. All right, so that's in 18. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Let's move it to 18.
Okay, so you're actually breaking everybody up into pairs, are you?
Yes, so hopefully this will work. You'll find yourself in a room.
How long, please, Royston?
I'll tell you, I'll give you some information. I'll communicate with you in the room. Okay, but in essence, we're talking about 5 minutes each person.
So that's 10 minutes. So we'll be.
Yes, but I'll communicate.
Awesome. Okay.
So please click on the message you get to join that room. Patricia, you haven't clicked on your message to join the room? Oh, you're not assigned. Oh. Okay. So let's see who's. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, Adele. Shell, you're going to room 13. Okay, I'm going to, so there might be some Stephen assigned to room 6. Patricia, you haven't.
Sorry. Oh, good.
Donna Warren? Oh, come on, people not moving.
Royston.
Whoever.
Yeah, I'm first frequency. You've just opened up another room for me. I'm actually supposed to be in room 6, but I'm now on my laptop. So I don't know how to get into room 6 from my laptop because you sent me room 3.
Okay. Okay, I will move you to 6.
Yeah.
There's a message to go to 6.
Vashti and A. Stephen is in there at the moment.
Yep, you should go to room 6 now.
Okay, great. I'm joining it now.
Right. Shala, Shell, Ray, D, Donna, Eileen, K, Takwasi. You should all be in a room.
I went to room 18 and it was only me in there.
Okay, so so Kay should have joined you. All right. So I'm good. 18 is now gone. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to move you into 16. Takwasi, you're now in 16. You're now in 16. Click that, please.
No message.
You should have got it by now. Takwasi?
No. Nothing.
Okay. We don't stay, but okay. Unassigned. You should have been in 16, you say?
I had 18 first, and when I went into it, there was nobody in there.
Okay.
I waited for a bit, and that's why I come back to the main.
Okay. Assigned to room 1. So the lesson is that I think in the future, I'm going to assign 3s to a room so that 2 gets across the line. Okay, jump in there. Come on. Brother Nat.
Yes.
You're
Greetings, Brother Royston.
yeah, you're supposed to get someone in here, and I've sent
right.
2 people to here, so just be patient, okay?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't eating up my time.
No, yeah.
By myself.
I know.
Right.
Sorry about that.
No, no problem.
Okay, so yeah, Patrick is coming in now.
Okay, good.
Right.
Royston, you're muted.
How did that happen? Okay, thank you. All right. So I am going to unmute everybody. Okay, so people that are here, have you not got your assigned room?
Everybody seems to be muted still, Royston. Except for V. Viv?
I've just clicked on mute all. All participants are unmuted, it tells me. Okay. So okay, Kwasi, I'm gonna try to see if I can put you into room 14. Okay, one more time. Did you not get a message?
No.
Why? I don't know why. All right. So here's what I'm going to say. For you, I can hear you. I don't know who else is in the group. I'd love to just kick off this conversation about what are your plans? What's happened? What are your plans? What does that look like?
You mean the plans for the future you're talking?
Yes. What plans are you making, you know, beyond this phenomena that we are experiencing?
Well, my plans is to come out of this country.
Okay.
There's nothing here for me.
Okay.
And I know Africa is my own, but I am actually building in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am going.
Okay.
And I intend to go over there and do something positive.
All right.
And sort of attaining into the work that I do here already, to do with sickle cell.
Okay.
And, you know, blood donation. So that's why I'm hoping to achieve that.
Okay. Do you have a timetable?
My time I can retire out of what I'm doing now is 2021, which is next year. But I think it'd probably be 2022.
Right. Okay. And what do you need in terms of steps towards enabling you to get there?
Well, I'm quarter of the way there already, and it's financial things in it to make it move, and it's a slow process in it because you have to work for your money in this place, you know, and you have to try and just do with what you have.
Yeah.
So at the present time, I'm just moving, and while I'm here, I still try and work with the community and do what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can I encourage you to actually sit down and make a plan? Yeah.
Yes.
And put a time to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it might just drift a little.
I understand.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that would help you to keep a focus.
True.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the other thing I'd encourage you to do is tell somebody this is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because by virtue of telling it, by your word you make law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And it's your law and it's your word, and it gives it strength, it gives it power for you to grow from that place.
I do talk to people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
my sisterins.
Right.
Them, you know, discuss my way forward.
And you know, tell them the date. This is the date.
Oh, I've been telling them 2021. I'm out to this country.
Okay.
2021.
Okay. Is there anyone else in this group? Welcome back, Nat. I'm sorry that people and logistics and plans. Anyway, so the question is, what are your plans for going forward? What does that look like? And have you, is that structured? Have you got a schedule around that?
Yes, indeed. So, number one is to donate £1 at least
Mm-hmm.
to the £1 million challenge, which
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jude Joseph, along with Brother Dean Okai, have organised.
Mm-hmm.
That £1 million is to put towards self-funding for our community.
Okay.
On all aspects, but in light of the COVID-19. So there's a challenge that's gone out. If this white man who's reached 100 could raise 31 million,
yes,
or whatever it was, then we as a people can raise at least 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And so my second declaration for myself is to start my level 3 course with Robin Walker, Black History Studies, in September.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of this year, we set a challenge at Galaxy Afui for people to donate £1 a week. So that's £52 of per person, hopefully, for the year. And again, it's to put back into our community, to try and make our own institutions, to build our own village, to put towards the Garvey Village. So one personal for me, and the overarching thing personally for me is to set up enterprise. So when we think about Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, we know that it's about being an entrepreneur. We have to, my phrase is, you need to capitalize on capitalism.
Yes.
Capitalism is almost the devil's work, yes, but be strong, know who you are, and then do your business in it. Take the money from people of other communities and then put it back into ours. So business, Black History Studies, contribute my monies to raise a £1 million, contribute my monies as setting an example as a presenter for Galaxy to put towards £52 for the year.
Right. Okay. Well done. Thank you. Viv, what's your plans?
I just joined the meeting, so I'm a bit confused about your breakout rooms. I've never been in a breakout room before.
See
thank you. Thank you for having me. I was just in a. I'm part of Faith Together in Lambeth. I'm a Buddhist member, and we just broke Eid with. We just had an iftar.
Yes.
Interfaith iftar. I'm so excited. I just love the togetherness. So I had to put my camera on. It felt a little bit rude to be off.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's good to see your face as well, sister. Good to see your face as well, brother. And that everyone else is here too. Just good to know that we're together. I've been studying through this pandemic. I've been doing my part 2 in architecture.
Okay, well done.
I did my part 1 about nearly 15 years ago. And it was such a challenge to stay in architecture. It's my dream. And every time I want to do the course, there's always these big challenges. So it was no kind of surprise to me that we had this big obstacle now, and continuing to just stay focused in my course has been really difficult.
Yeah.
But we've got this wonderful technology, so we still have our online course, online tutorials. We've got Microsoft Teams. There's so much technology to be able to stay connected. But it's also just to be able to stay together and just inspired to keep designing.
Excellent.
I like the idea because I'm from Nigeria, and it's also my dream to go back to Africa, my country, go back to Nigeria, really work towards building more equal society, not just buildings, but real community places that we can thrive in as people. you know, architecture is not just about lovely places that look nice, but what we do in those places and how we can come together really as people in education for our youth, our children. You know, the inequality in the world, this pandemic is really showing. I know it's hard to believe it, but the more kindness is coming out and our humanity, we can really support each other more. And I've been going to meetings as well with American Buddhists, connecting more with our African Buddhist members, connecting more with my family all over the world through this.
Excellent.
So I just think it's amazing. Anyway, I could go on forever, but I'm very inspired. It was
Hey, did you wait? Hold mine.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So I'm going. I'm just. I would like to hear from others. Sorry, I should listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's muted is listening would like to share what their plans are. See, some people are muted and I'm not sure if they're there. Okay, I'm just going to call people back. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, boom. Right, so people are coming back. Some people have had to.
Oh, that was so nice. I didn't want to leave.
Good idea doing that. It was good, actually.
See?
It helps you to sort of crystallise your thoughts as well.
Look at that, brother Royston. Instant feedback.
See, I know.
Crystallisation. I
I know.
All the time.
Okay, so
paper over there.
where is it gone? It's gone.
And the thing is, Auntie Jean's thing runs from 7 till 10, and you think we would have enough time, but we don't.
Garvey Village, yeah.
Okay, so let me say that Sister Cheryl Phoenix has been on the road with her son doing food deliveries, and she arrived a few minutes ago, but actually it will be cheating you, it'll be cheating her, and it'll be cheating us for her to present now, because we're going to finish at 10 and there will not be enough time to give her credit and value and what she can bring to us. So she has kindly agreed to come back next week in order to do her presentation in full. Okay?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So grateful to her for being flexible in that way. And it does mean that it gives you an opportunity to share some of your, I mean, firstly, you know, somebody started saying it, but what was it like being in a breakout room with one other person or 2 other people or whatever? What was that like? I heard somebody saying that was nice, but it'd be good
Yes.
Yeah.
It's me, Sister Angie. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed that moment.
One moment. What I'm going to do is mute everybody, right? And then invite Sister Angie to unmute herself and speak.
Greetings. Thank you, Brother Royston. Thank you. Greetings, everyone. Wow, that was something. I was actually out. I popped out because I'm finishing fasting. I've been fasting for a month, and it's been beautiful. So I was just about to break it, and then I thought, what's he doing? Breakout room. Then I saw this thing come up, and I clicked on it, and a beautiful sister was in the space. Sister Marcia, I think it was. Yeah. Oh, we just connected spiritually. It was awesome. So I've never seen anything like that before. I'm familiar with Zoom, but I've never had that experience.
Excellent.
But when it came with this, I saw 21 seconds, we got to leave. I said, oh, I don't want to leave. No, I don't want to leave. So thank you so much. That was beautiful. And they say everything happens at the right time. So thank you so much. And rise up, Auntie Jean, and yourselves.
So I would love to ask everybody, because not everybody's going to get a chance to share. At the bottom of your screen, if you've got there's a chat. Invite you to go in there and put the message, put what you are planning to do with a date and a time and a location, you know, as much as you can know it. Put that in the chat, and a bit of teaching. When you do that on chat, to the right-hand side, there's something that says more, and it allows you at the end of the evening to save the chat, so you get, you know, what you have put into the group, but also what other people have put into the group, so that we can continue to inspire each other beyond those who have commented. Okay, so use the chat, put in the commentary in there. It would be really fantastic. Okay, who's next? Who would like to share? Don't let me call on you.
I'd like to share just very quickly. I shared with Shaz and Adisa. And we were talking about, as you suggested, what the lockdown has meant to us and what we hope to do once it's the new normal. Shaz mentioned that she's been listening to the debates in the House of Commons, and Adisa is actually a history lecturer. In Black history, and he's doing a course, and yeah, I won't say anymore because I think he can do that for himself, but I found it useful in terms of linking up with other people, because being here is one thing, but sharing communication is really valuable. So you actually get to know somebody, and hopefully once this is over, if we meet, we can actually say hi and hug if people are up to that.
All right.
Okay, so that's
Excellent.
for me.
Thank you. Someone else.
Hi, Royston. Good evening.
Good evening, Empress Judah.
Yes. Greetings, Auntie Jean. Greeting, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. I had a really enjoyable chit chat with a sister called Cheryl. And between the pair of us, we had a conversation about our level of consciousness and how much important it was for us to be truthful to ourselves, in the sense of what Andrew reminded us about in his presentation about the first law of nature is man, woman, know thyself. So we talked a bit about our family experiences in terms of us wanting to get to know more the likes of Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, all these heroes and sheroes that perhaps the Windrush generation, for various reasons, either were not that familiar with or shied away from embracing. And I think, I don't know if Cheryl's going to say something, but certainly for myself, the lockdown and in terms of where I'm presently has really reminded me of the importance of being actively involved in trying to develop ourselves. I mean, I finally put a picture up. I know, Royston, you were going to assist me with this last week, and I spoke to Auntie Jean between time. But I managed to put a picture up of Malcolm X because this is the month of Malcolm X. He was born in May. In fact, he was assassinated in May, wasn't he? I'm so sorry. But we observe Malcolm X in this month because it's also the month of African Liberation Day as well. And so it's just a month that has got so much meaning in terms of the cultural calendar. I know that might have strayed a little bit away from what you were asking us to do, Royston.
Yes.
But I think certainly in terms of my thinking, where I am right now, presently, as I say, is just trying to re-immerse myself into the mind of those kinds of men and women that I admire so much. And also in respect of my friend who passed recently, who was the Garveyite. I feel duty bound to try and follow her example. That's one of the reasons why I respect what Auntie Jean's doing so much as well in terms of the Garvey Village. So yeah, I could go on and on about Marcus Garvey, but I'll leave it there.
Thank you. So I've got a wish. There are about 35 people here. Not everybody's got the audio facility, but I would love everybody to come on and make a statement, put a statement into the room, put a statement into our community about your intent for going forward after this. And if you can do it in 15 seconds, then it allows everybody to get their voice into this arena. So let's do this, people. Let's do this, because I only noticed 3 or 4 people have put something in chat. So get your voice out. Let's unmute yourself, make your 15-second statement, and mute yourself back so the next person can jump in. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, hi, this is Brother Adisa. I spoke to Patricia and Shaz, as Patricia said earlier on. And my aim is for us to start looking towards establishing some roots in Africa. And as a people, we need to really start thinking of what our fight is and where we need to go from here on, really. And that's my topic.
Excellent. Great modeling. Next one.
Royston, I'll just say one of mine quick.
Yep.
Contribute at least £1 to the £1 million challenge, which Dr. Jude Joseph has set up through Nashak. You can just Google that, and that is to create our own institutions. He's joined up with Brother Dean Okai, and if you know Brother Dean Okai, he's serious, he's to the point, ADPAC all the way. So yeah, £1. If anyone's stuck, contribute £1.
Brother Nat, put that in the chat room for us, please. Yeah, go ahead. Next one. Okay, I'm going to do something. Tukwasi.
I was going to say something, actually, if I may.
Okay, go on, Antonio, followed by Tukwasi.
There's also, talking about Brother Nat with ADPAC, which is a fantastic organisation. I've already joined, and I've basically been sending out newsletters every week in various WhatsApp groups, advising everyone to sign up to adpac.net. There's also another organisation by Dr. Arikana Shimbaroi Kwai, whereby she's basically trying to get the diaspora of all the world to join her organisation, so that we can speak to African leaders to get them to unify and bring themselves together. Because if we don't have a homeland to go back to, then we're stuck basically homeless again in Europe. And her organisation is AGGI.net. OURGGAGGI.
Thank you, brother.
Put that
in the chat room for us, please.
Yeah.
Sister Tukwasi, followed by Janet.
My would follow on from what Antonio is saying is to see the African nations wake up and come together. One might really think was Africa to become one.
What are you going to do? You've already said it. What are you going to do?
Yes, well, to find an organization to put my efforts into and join with them.
Okay, thank you. Sister Janet, followed by Sheila Johnson. Yes, you.
Yeah, I think
me? Two of us
Oh,
is.
sorry.
Go on, you go first, Jan.
Yeah, I thought, what am I talking about? I was out the room, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to give you feedback about?
Your ambition for 2020 beyond this lockdown. What are you going to do? On behalf of yourself and behalf of your community, what are you going to do?
Right. Well, as part of the Lewisham Education Group, we're trying to do a few things there. One of them is we're thinking about setting up a website. For those who've not heard of the Lewisham Education Group, it's a group, an organisation of some volunteers who live in or work in Lewisham that are aiming to improve the quality of the education of pupils in the Lewisham Borough. So we're trying to work on that.
Put some information in the chat room so people can find the Lewisham Education Group and Ubuntu, please. Sister beside you.
Beatrice.
Do you know what? I'm part of that group, so it's the same sort of things. But I was thinking it'd be good to start trying to think about how we could do maybe a campaign for young people, get young people involved.
Okay.
In checking up on each other, you know, like, how are you? Are you safe? Are you all right? You know, and just not so much of that when people meet each other, you know, like that sort of screw face and like all kind of negative. And also just thinking about how we can promote like Black greatness and but you know, in a way where we could maybe have like an advertising campaign, a way to promote it so that it's almost like we change the narrative, because all the time people are thinking, oh, you know, it's not cool to be intelligent. How can we turn that around? And I think a big kind of campaign will help to turn people around. I've got no idea how I would achieve either of these things. I've got a teenager.
So put a message. So B, put a message in the group. Say I'm looking for help and support with this. Who will join me?
Okay.
Yeah. Put a number, put an email address, or what have you. Sheila Johnson, followed by Cheryl Farnham.
Yeah. So basically, I educate myself more on Black history. And also so that I will be able to teach and educate the young children in my family about who they are and where they're coming from, or where, so they know that, so they will know where they're going. And also I'm in the process of writing a program for young Black girls around self-esteem. Yeah,
Excellent.
So I'm doing that at the moment.
Excellent, good. Cheryl Farnham, followed by Eileen. Are you there, Cheryl?
Yeah, sorry, I'm also the same about trying to educate myself and currently trying to join as many African organisations and trying to spread the word far and wide to family and friends to get on board. This is now the right time for us to stop and breathe, jump off the rat race and just realign myself and focus on the things that really do count, on the direction that we're supposed to be going all along.
Excellent, thank you. Eileen, followed by Auntie Jean. Eileen? Eileen, are you there? Okay, Auntie Jean, followed by Viv.
Okay, what I'm going to do is continue my efforts and my energies into the Garvey Village, pushing that forward. And as I said, looking to have our goal as getting the actual property, the building, so we can actually start and have all the organisations working under one roof and working together and moving forward as one, because as we all work together, we can be a much more powerful force.
Excellent, thank you. Viv, followed by Patricia.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead, got you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, cool. I just want to say thank you, everybody. And my goals are, I'm studying really to complete my studies in architecture to really be, contribute greatly and massively to the UK and Africa, all over, and our diaspora really, bringing us all together. One love, peace, everybody.
Excellent, thank you. Patricia, followed by Shaz. You're still muted. You're still muted.
My thing is to continue working with the Garvey Village in terms of moving forward, really, which you know, takes a lot of energy. But the commitment is there, and the opportunity is also there. So that's my plan.
Thank you. Shaz, followed by Christopher Grant. Let's unmute you. Go ahead.
I'm going to improve my math skills so I can understand probability and understand the debates that are currently going on in Parliament about COVID figures. I'm going to continue with studying diet and nutrition and herbal medicine so that I can share my recipes that work, and also donate my services to the community. That's what I wrote. Yeah. In any way I can.
Brilliant. Thank you. Christopher Grant, followed by Delroy. Are you there, Christopher Grant? Okay, Delroy, followed by 6 Foot.
Right, Birmingham is the first time being on this platform. Right, for me personally, I was talking to Sister Dawney, but she's not there at the present moment. We're just talking about health in general.
I just want to hear what your mission is.
Well, my mission is to improve to boost my immune system for the rest of the year.
Right.
And then obviously just help out people in general with financial matters. That's my input for this year, really.
Excellent, thank you. Delroy, followed by Sonia Williams.
One, I've got to get some new work because where I'm working, me and the people don't vibe right. So I need to set myself in the right place.
Okay.
But two, something, it was what Brother Andrew said, is not to undervalue my contribution to the struggle.
Yes.
There's things I've got that I need to bring forward. So just to step up in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are two things.
Okay. So did I say Marcia? Did I say Marcia? Marcia?
I would like to speak, please, Royston.
Okay.
It's Dawn.
Hello, Dawn. Okay, so
Hi.
Dawn, Marcia, Adisa, and the last word from Sister Dr. Sandra Richards. Anybody else? Please put your comments in the group. Go ahead, Dawn.
Yes, I'm currently training to be a master herbalist. I'm working with ES. She's building a micro village in, excuse me, in Ghana. And Juliet, who's relocating some of the diaspora back to Gambia. Those are the projects I'm working on at the moment.
Excellent. Marcia, you there? Okay, Adisa.
Yes, brother. I was the first one who contributed, so someone else can take my spot.
Adisa?
Yes, brother. I was the first one who contributed, so someone else could take the spot.
Okay, thanks.
Marcia here. Greetings, everyone. My aim for this year is to do my management in nursing. I'm aiming for the head of nursing in my hospital that I work. So that's what I'm planning for.
Excellent. Thank you. So last word from Sister Dr. Sandra Richards, and then we move to Auntie Jean to close. Thank you very much. You have been completely phenomenal. Love you. And if those things that we've put into the group, we step into, we will be completely phenomenal. Thank you. Sister Dr. Sandra Richards.
Blessed love, family. My call to action for myself is really to join up the dots. I have established networks in various continents. There are a group of young African men and women who are asking the diaspora to support a project that they have so their voice relative to the COVID experience can be heard. So I am committing to using my Instagram to be more accessible to the networks around the globe, particularly in Africa. So Sister Dr. Sandra Richards' Instagram is going to become active. So I need help with that because that's a real challenge for me.
Excellent. Thank you. And just to say, Patricia spoke about Garvey Village. We too need help. So as much help and support as people can give, we would really appreciate it. to make sure that this thing takes off and flies. Okay, thank you. Auntie Jean.
Me unmute myself. Thank you everybody for joining us, and a big thank you to Lady Adele, reminding us that we should see our crown, own our crown, and wear our crown with pride, and don't let nobody let you think otherwise. And following up with that, with Andrew Mohammed, kind of basically sealed what Lady Adele has put forward about knowing thyself, and also, you know, recognizing the power within you and moving that forward, and don't give up. Whatever you have in mind to do, keep on going no matter what. I mean,
No, you're frozen. Can you hear her? She's frozen for a moment. Okay, so while she's frozen, a reminder that chat, go to the right-hand side of chat, the 3 dots, click on that. It gives you the opportunity to save the chat messages. There are some phenomenal messages in there. So please save the chat so that you can review that and reflect on it for yourself. Okay, we have lost Auntie Jean for now.
Can I, if there's a chance for me to read one of my poems, I'd love to just read out a poem for the group before we close.
Okay, go.
Is that okay?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, it's called The Spirit of Life. Okay, the spirit of life is our garden. The body of life is the door. The heart of life is the security lock. Love is the key. Our communication is the handle. Life itself is the welcome. Respect for life is the order of time. Happiness is our judge. Faith and hope is our strength. Understanding is our peace. Our minds for life is the passion for creativity, naturally. Intelligence is the sweet scent of flowers and seeing beauty of the birds in the boughs. Listening to the hum of the very busy bees. Heaven is my joy and ecstasy. The spirit of life is our garden. The body of life is the door. The heart of life is the security lock. Love is the key. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You're back, Auntie Jean. Thank you.
The connection got lost. I don't know how much you actually caught, but thank you all for coming. A big thank you for Lady Adele. A big thank you to Andrew Mohammed. Both of them complemented each other and what we need to do, the tools that we need to strive forward, owning our crown, knowing yourself, and basically not giving up. So we need to keep or take on board what we've heard, even though we've heard it before, but it's nice to sort of like getting that back and having it reiterated time and time again, because we do falter and we do flag sometimes, and we just need that little push, that little kick to put us back onto the track. So I hope it's done for you what it's done for me. It's put me back on track and made me sort of like refocus my aims. So thank you all for joining us, and
Thank you.
And
thank you for the poem. Lovely.
Welcome.
Thank you. Great. See you all next week.
Thank you.
Thanks all. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, more power, more strength.
Okay. All good. Good night. Let me just hit that to save. Okay, wonderful. See you.